Hi Greedy 3Ds. I have always wanted an alien sculpture where the alien is either coming out of a vent on a wall or on a ceiling as if it's going to grab you and drag you back to its lair. I've always wanted one, but I've never got around to doing one. Until now. If you want to see how I made it, stay tuned. Now, who doesn't like a freebie? This ceiling xenomorph was found on printables and it's got all the files that you're going to need. Now, some of this at the end is going to need a little bit of work and we'll talk you through that because some of these files are not perfect. But hey ho, we will get around to that. Now, I'm printing this on the whole in Jam matte PLA. This stuff is absolutely beautiful stuff. It prints easy, it looks fantastic, and I'm using the Bamboo Lab slicer to set up the first part. If you look at the back of the head just as I rotated round there, you can see a little hole in it and you can see some little lines. That's not me, that's not the printer, that's not the PLA, that is the file. It's going to need a little bit of tidying up at the end of it. So over to the Bamboo Labs A1, let's get that Jam matte PLA a printing, and a printing it did, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I went back to it a few hours later and yep, I just had to stand there and stare. I could see that alien was emerging from the build plate straight at me. Cannot wait to see this finished. About 13 or 14 hours later, maybe a bit longer than that actually. There he is, all done, all printed. Oh, wonderful. I did wonder how easy or difficult is it going to be to get these supports off, because in the old days supports were an absolute bleeding nightmare, as some of you older 3D printers will know. But these tree supports on the A1 on the Bamboo Labs, do you know what? They literally just fall away. I think it's tantamount to the PLA. It's tantamount definitely to the printer and also to the actual ability of it to do those supports. There's some marks underneath, there's some gaps at the back. This is not a perfect file, but hey, it's free. What do you want for nothing? A little bit of work needed to be done, and I'll show you some of the damage to it, I guess you could call it. But I'm so happy the supports have come out. It really does make your life a darn sight easier when that happens. All looking good on the front. When you have a look at the bottom, you can see there's like a gash on its throat. Do you leave it there or not? Well, that's up to you. I'm going to fill it a little bit, but I'm not going to be too worried about it. And again, on the back, there is a little bit of like a triangular hole where it looks like somebody's joined these together before they put it up on printables. But you know what, we can achieve. I'm going to take some of this light curing putty to do a little bit of filling, and I'm going to fill some of those holes and do a little bit of sanding. Make sure you wear your respirator while you're doing your sanding. You don't want vapours from PLA or anything like this when you're sanding to be getting down into your lungs. Give it a good old sand, get rid of all the grooves. That bit there, again, the bit that looks like it's been sliced on the throat. I could have made that into a feature. I could have put some green blood on it, but I decided to partly fill it so it looks more like a bit of a scar now, I guess, but you're not really going to notice that at the angle I'm putting it. I do want it to look nice and shiny though, so I'm using quite a high grit sandpaper to sand it up, and I've cleaned it off with some IPA just to get some of that dust off, some of the dust from the sanding, and get it nice and clean. And I took a nice big brush as well, and I'm brushing the rest of all that nasty dust off. Hasn't that come out lovely? It looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Really pleased with that. What I'm going to do for the teeth, you can see a couple of layer lines on the teeth, so I'm just going to use a little bit of resin, a little bit of this resin that I would normally use to print things, and I'm going to pop it on a brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this across the teeth, and then I'm going to cure it with a UV light. This will make the teeth look smoother, it will make them look almost glossy, and if there's any little layer lines on there, to be fair, there's not a huge amount of layer lines, but I do want the teeth to be quite shiny. So this will do the job an absolute treat. You've seen me do this in other videos, so this isn't new. And if you really wanted to, you could paint the whole of the model in this and then use a UV lamp to cure it, and that would make it all nice and shiny. But there you go, you can see the teeth now. I'm just going to give them another layer across just to make sure that they are absolutely smooth. And when I paint those teeth up, an alien teeth, you know, they're kind of like a silver colour, aren't they? It'll look great. Second print is on the go. These are the hands and that inner part of the mouth. There are two hands, one that's kind of gripping and one that's reaching out to snatch you into the alien nest. And that second print, again with the Jam J PLA, has worked it's a dream. It's absolutely beautiful. Obviously now I'm going to prime it, and I'm just using some Army Painter black primer. Everything is going to get this black primer all across. I usually use Citadel, but I didn't have any, and I bought this, which is a darn sight cheaper than Citadel. And I've got to be honest, I think I'm going to carry on using this Army Painter primer. It's doing a lovely job. It dries really, really quickly, it covers well, and it's cheaper, which is always good. Now, to paint the head up a little bit, I'm going to take some skeleton bone, and I'm just going to paint the centre part of his head in a lighter colour, because if you look at some reference pictures of the alien, the centre part of his head looks like it's almost opaque, and you can see, I guess it almost looks like you can see his brains through some kind of film there. But I'm just going to paint it nice and light. I could have left it black, but I wanted to do it a little bit more interesting, really. So I've took that same skeleton bone, and I'm just going across the certain lines on his face and around his mouth, etc. I'm using a Mobius airbrush from Gallery. It's a 0.2mm one, and it's really good for control. You can really aim it where you want it and get it to do where you want it to do things. And I'm doing the same again with the hands, using this skeleton bone just to add a bit of colour. Before I move on to a bit of Agrax Earthshade, this is a Citadel kind of effects colour, and I'm going to paint that on the centre just to shade it up a notch, and again a little bit all over. It's ad lib here. Use your artistic streak to just add bits and pieces to it, or leave it black if you're not comfortable doing anything. That's absolutely fine. It's up to you. Of course it is. The other thing I wanted to do was just add a few little lines in, like little, I don't know what they were really, but the reference picture had like little veins or little nerves, or well, I don't know what they were, but I've just added them in anyway, using a really fine technique. I'm just gonna make them look like there's something on the surface, and when I've given it a gloss coat, which I will do, these you'll see will just pop and look absolutely marvellous. If you're not confident in doing this, then don't do it. Just have a little practice. I'm quite confident in doing it because I've been using an airbrush for a long time, so I don't mind really, but I still find it a little bit nerve-wracking. But there we go, it's done, and I'm happy with it. And do you know what? If you get it wrong and you cock it up, just re-prime it and away you go again. No real dramas. It definitely needs a little bit of a shine up, but before we do that with the gloss, I'm going to take some shining silver. And the alien's nails and the alien's teeth, they're not kind of teeth coloured, or they don't look it anyway. They look almost like they're made of steel, shiny metal. So I'm using this steel colour, and I'm just going to paint those nails on, as you can see, so they really stick out and pop. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the teeth. Just do it carefully. I'm going to make sure I don't get this silver all over the place, but I'm going to go over all his teeth to make sure that the front and of course the back and the bottoms all look really, I guess like they're really sharp, and that's not difficult to do with this airbrush. It's really good for control, but if you're not comfortable using your airbrush, just get a silver, use it on, stick it on a brush, and away you go. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't he coming along? Absolutely lovely. The centre part, the second row of teeth, I'm doing exactly the same. Skeleton bone on it. I'm going to give it another layer of the Agrax Earthshade. The teeth were separate. I printed them separate. Didn't catch it on film, but I painted them silver and I stuck them in, and that's all done. Then I used some clear UV resin on it and I splattered it all over. I'll come back to that later. The actual tail, because I'd running out of the PLA I did on the GK3 Ultra, I split it in mix that into two halves, and printed both of them on the GK3 Ultra. The GK3 Ultra was a godsend on this print because I could not fit this tail in two parts on any of my other printers, but print it on the GK3 Ultra I did. It printed flawlessly, absolutely flawlessly, and I got it off the build plate, took the supports off, cured it, and then I glued the two pieces of the tail together using some super glue and some activator, and that held it together absolutely beautiful. You can see the join where the two are connected, so we're going to sort something out about that, but that tail looks awesome, doesn't it? Now, to sort that gap out, I'm going to do a very similar technique to what I did on the teeth. Just get a bit of UV resin on a brush, paint it across the gap, so it fills the gap, and then shine some UV light on it, cure it, go over it another couple of layers, just to build very, very gradual layers up, and it's done. For the actual vent, I'm using this wooden deep frame. This is an A2 size frame that I got from Amazon. Now I use this because I wanted something quite deep, and as you can see, this is quite deep, and all I've done here is I've masked it off in a sort of diagonal pattern, as you can see, because I want it to be chevroned, I want it to be black, and I want it to be yellow. So over to the bin, the painting bin, the greedy painting bin outside, and I'm using some Painter's Touch Sun Yellow, and all I'm going to do is go over the whole thing. The nice thing as well with this frame is it's got like a black insert that just slips inside as well, so I haven't got to worry too much about the inner part, because you're not going to see that, it's going to be black. So I sprayed it all the way across. 20 minutes later it was touch dry. I pulled the masking tape off, and look at that, Greedy's chuffed. It looks amazing. It's getting very venty, isn't it? Very, very venty indeed. Now, while that's drying, some gloss varnish on the whole alien head. This stuff, again, I got from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where I got it from, but you really need to shine up your alien. Now, again, if you didn't want to paint all those colours on him, if you just wanted him black, that's fine, but this is an absolute must step. Get that gloss varnish, or a gloss varnish, all the way across and shine him up. And look at that head. Doesn't that just look amazing when it's glossed up? I really love all the striations in it and the little marks and everything. The hands, again, wonderful, all getting a glossy old coat. And then while that's drying, I've gone back to the towel that's now also drying. I'm going to do the same thing again. Skeleton bone and some Agrax Earthshade just to colour that tail in. Now going back to the frame that's dried, I'm just going to get some silver on a dabbing sponge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to age this frame up. So using a bit of rough sponge, a silver paint, I'm just going to dab and splatter this paint all the way across the black and the yellow, just to make it look like this vent has been there a while. I'm going to move on to a dry brush as well, just to catch those edges really, really well. Took me quite a bit of time to go over this. There's quite a lot of frames, you can imagine. It's an A2 size, but I've gone over it as best I can, and I've just made it look what I think is tired and a little bit worn, like it's been on the wall a while. Now, speaking of that, it needs to be a bit rusty, don't it? Yeah, so let's get some dirty down rust. Let's get it on a great big brush and let's splodge it off. If you've not got this stuff, definitely try and get hold of it. It's really, really great for rust effects. What I also did, once I'd gone over the whole thing with this dirty down rust, I got a bit of black wash as well and washed the whole thing over, but I typically didn't catch that on video. And that's the frame, that's the vent, pretty much done, and that's what it looks like. What do you think? Let me know, do you like it? I think it looks wonderful. I don't think it looks like wood. I think it's actually metallic in its appearance now, so I'm chuffed how that looks. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think I could have done it different or better, or what do you think? Going back to the alien, I want to get some of this UV resin to really, really slime him up. This stuff is marvellous stuff, and all you need to do is put it on, it's clear, let it run, and then either shine it on a UV light, or in my case, because it's a really beautiful day here in the old UK, I just held it in the sun for a few seconds just to make it cure, and cure it did. And I put loads of this on him. I put it on his teeth, I put it on the inside of his mouth, I painted it around the outside of his jowls, and that really did sort of make him look slimy. I even tried to get some drips hanging off his teeth and hanging off the bottom of his jaw, and that's how he looks. I'm really pleased again how slimy this old alien is starting to look. Mounting this thing on the ceiling was no easy task. I first thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just screw it into the ceiling, and then I'm going to use some really strong super glue to glue it into place. It did not work at all, so I had to start and rethink again. What I did in the end was I took the panel down, I screwed all of the different bits into the back of the panel. So I screwed the head, the two hands, the tail in. The tail was quite heavy, so it needed some quite strong reinforcement. And the way I did that with a resin print was I drilled holes into it, I glued in a couple of wall plugs, and then I screwed into the wall plugs, and that held it really, really well. Then I drilled into each corner of the frame, and I actually screwed the frame into the ceiling, and that is how it's up there now, and everything feels absolutely firm. It feels like it's not going to fall down. I half expect it to go out to it a little bit later on and find it in a heap on the floor, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. It's really, really well and truly stuck on that ceiling. I'm happy with how it looks, and I think it's about time I showed you the final result. So let's roll those end credits and have a look to see exactly what the alien looks like. Well, I'm really, really chuffed with how that looks. I can't have asked for any more. The fact that the file was a free file of printables is just a Billy bonus, and everything that I've used today, I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to buy that, if you want to see where I got it from, if you want to do the same kind of thing, then you can, and you know where to get these things from. If you like what you see today and you've enjoyed the making of this video and watching me do everything and set that alien up, then please subscribe to the channel. Think about joining the Greedy 3D Patreon, and I want to say thank you to my patrons here. You guys are just amazing, and I hope you found today really, really interesting. There's lots of other videos in the YouTube library for Greedy 3D. Go and check out some others of them, and I'll come back to you real soon with something else. What we're going to make, I really have not got a clue, but I'll see you next time real soon on Greedy 3D.